Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Bowhunt or Die. You know, we're only a few days away from Christmas, and I decided to get Justin's Christmas present early. With the amount of heat he's been taking, I got him a bulletproof vest.
So that's nice. So when I leave the office, all my YouTube fans who are trying to snipe me from the parking lot for being a terrible bow hunter, I appreciate Todd. He's looking out for me.
I wanted to give it to you early just in case. I didn't want to keep it in case something did happen to you. Then that way I would feel bad. Exactly. I don't want that to happen.
That completely makes sense. Well, I suppose I should buy you something for Christmas. I'll think of something
you didn't
between
get me
now and Christmas to buy you. So guys, going into this week, actually we have a pretty cool, later in the season hunt. We're kind of going to fast forward to after gun season or after the first firearm season here in Illinois. That week leading into Thanksgiving, I've always felt like has been a really good week to still bow hunt. I know a lot of people still kill really good deer, in places like Iowa and Kansas, where they aren't dealing with the gun season. A lot of people here in Illinois, we get past that first firearm season and it kind of takes some of the wind out of their sails, and they think that, the good hunting is over. But as you guys are about to see, this proves that you can still kill a good deer.
Right. Justin, there's been plenty of times that I know I've talked to people and they're like, the gun hunters just went out, and it's like, hey, you got to keep going. Deer make it. There's still time, and I always say,
Tyler Rector is definitely proof of that. So let's jump in and watch his hunt now.
Came to observation food plot tonight. Kind of see what these deer are doing. We're on the lease, and it's kind of a dumb spot, but we got a drainage ditch that connects the neighbors right here to our farm, and parked the truck down the road. The public road comes right here to maybe 80 yards from this food plot, and there used to be an old house sitting here. We tore it down, and I planted the yard in turnips and brassicas. So Friday, the landowner saw our big buck. It's probably 165, 170. Pretty 10-pointer came. He was in this little ditch, so nobody really got onto this farm. So hopefully we'll see what's going on tonight. I can see the bean food plot from here. It's about 300, 400 yards from here, and really didn't want to walk all the way back there if there weren't any deer coming there. So we came up here to sit. Maybe we'll see some deer back there. Maybe we'll see some deer up here. It's the first warm-up after the cold came through and all the snow. So the snow's gone. We're on green tonight. Hopefully we'll get it done. Bowhunt or die. Pretty big doe falling off at the lawn. Nice buck. That is a big deer. Well, guys, I think that was the buck we came in here to hunt tonight. I'm not for sure. I'm pretty sure it was, though. He came out right here behind me, just like the other four did. And they came up straight downwind of me and went into this cut corn right here, about 80 yards. And for some reason, he went all the way out in the middle of that field, straight downwind. I just kept on walking away, kind of like sideways to me here. Beautiful deer, though. I don't know exactly. It didn't really look like that deer that I came in here to hunt. He didn't look big enough, but he definitely looked like a shooter to me. I don't know.
Well guys, here we go. It's November 27th. We're on a big one now. Early bird got shot during the gun season, so moving down to a farm that I leased for the year for deer season and turkey season. And biggest deer on the farm is actually coming starting to become a little bit patternable. He's been going to this bean food plot pretty much all this week. I seen him Monday night and again Wednesday night with a doe, and hopefully he does the same thing tonight. Got the best cold front of the year coming through. It's 71 degrees yesterday, and right now it's 33, so it's dropping fast today, and we ought to be able to, if not kill one, get some good video, some deer movement. So stick with me, guys. We're pulling into the farm now. We're going to finish getting ready and head to the tree. Got a short walk, so only about 100 yards.
We're on about 2 acres of soybeans tonight, and it's been raining all day, and it's kind of raining right now, a little mist. The temps are falling. It was like 50 degrees this morning. It was 70 yesterday, and right now it's like it's 33. So temperatures are falling fast. Kind of assume these deer will probably move to food tonight. This is it for food, except turnips and stuff. And this is where I saw the buck I call Slick. He was back here on Monday. He was behind me here on Wednesday when I was sitting up in the truck watching him. And we haven't been in here. The wind's been blowing south the last few days. Today it's north, so blowing right in my face. Perfect weather. And actually, there's a deer out in the food plot right now. Just walked out. Looks like a doe or a button buck, maybe. About 100 yards back there. We're just getting set up. It's gonna be an awesome night, guys. Big doe is in the lead here. Not very far from that blind. It's too small to videotape out of. So we're sitting in a tree stand in the rain. Finally got some deer coming back there now. shot slick trick. 52 yards. I told myself I wasn't going to shoot over 60 at this deer. November 27th. He might go boon. I don't think he will, but I don't care. I just shot a slick trick. Freaking drilled him, I think. It looked like, I put the optimizer, the kingpin, on 55 yards, and I put it right on his heart, knowing that he would drop. Freaking hit him. And he ran 50 yards, just fell over. I love it. I think he's down. I can't see. But he was doing backflips over there. Oh my gosh, what just happened?
All right, guys. Well, it's been about 5 hours since I shot this buck. Not quite 5 hours. We had a Thanksgiving dinner to go to after I shot him. So, and then it started pouring down rain, and it's just not quitting to rain. And we are in the big 4-seater Ranger here, and we're gonna go across the field. Pretty sure we watched them fall on video, but sometimes with those deer, you just never know. They can get up. They're pretty tough. So we'll go up here, try to find my arrow. He threw it out right after I shot him, and see if we can pick up a blood trail, or at least go to where we saw him fall. So stick with us. See you later. All right, guys. Well, we're somewhere around the point of impact. We're gonna walk and look for the arrow here. Oh, right there it is. We're gonna see the red light of knock is still lit, so I'm gonna stay all the way up to here. Half the shaft, probably. We're probably not gonna find much blood. The arrow's already washed clean. I see him. You can go 45, 50 yards. Stiff. Like how, right in the shoulder. Right in the heart. Awesome. Well, guys, here we go. It's November 28th. It's the morning after. Extremely happy that we got him, and this was the biggest deer on the farm. We seen him Monday night and again Wednesday night, and we just never really pushed the issue to hunt him up close where he was coming out on his soybean plot until the wind was perfect. So we just played the waiting game. We knew he wasn't going to go anywhere with all that food there, and he came out last night. We had a north wind right in my face, and he just followed the script. He came out and just ate for 10 or 15 minutes or so at 60 yards, and finally decided to come in and investigate a little buck that's underneath on me. Put a kill zone through his heart, and he didn't run very far. So, you know, if you take the precautions to be scent free and you play the wind, your season can turn around really fast. I was pretty down. I've been hunting really hard lately, just about every chance I could get, and a lot of my hit listers have been falling to the neighbors this year, so you know I had to move on and move on to my lease. And you know, I'm just extremely happy, extremely thankful that he was still around. Beautiful deer, and probably going to be in the 160s, I would say. I don't think he's much bigger than that, but he's a stud. So we're gonna get him home, get him caped out hopefully, and try to get my broadhead back. It's somewhere in the offside shoulder. So hunt hard, stay safe, use those lifelines. Best of luck to you guys. Bow hunt or die.
Well, Justin, there is perfect proof that just because the shotgun season ends doesn't mean you should be hanging up your bow. I mean, he actually went out the day after shotgun season, Monday, has a decent encounter, sees a deer. I mean, continues to stay on it actually from a distance, you know, with the glassing to kind of set up his plan, get things right. And man, it pays off.
Yeah, and I think the one thing to note about Tyler's hunt is, and maybe he doesn't really mention it, but I mean, he doesn't firearm hunt, and he's got a lease where, you know, there's no gun pressure on it. So, and he's got food. So, I mean, he's thinking, you know, hey, there is gun pressure on some of the surrounding farms, and that may just push some of these deer into my farm, and I may actually have better hunting because of it. So, I mean, you just kind of have to take it and do everything you can to let it work in your favor. I mean, he did everything right. He went out there. I mean, I'll admit, I mean, it was a pretty far poke. I mean, it's probably not a shot I'm personally going to take at a whitetail.
No, me neither.
You know, but I also look back and I say I shot my mule deer at 48 yards. That's 52. I mean, what's another 4 yards? Tyler Hart shot that deer. He didn't make it out of the field, so you know you certainly can't fault him for taking that shot. He did everything right. It was a great deer. I believe probably the biggest deer killed for the show this year, 162 inches.
Hey, it's a giant deer, broadside. Tyler is an excellent shot, and you know what?
More power to him. He got the job done.
That deer's dead.
Got his tag filled. So guys, next up we are going to, what are we going to do next? I guess we're going to do Paul Morrison over in Ohio. This is actually a pretty cool hunt
I like this one.
that Paul has. So let's check in with him now.
Before we get down there, I want to give you guys a little recap of my season. It's been a really good season so far. It started off in Kentucky, where I was able to lay down a nice buck down there, Big Ben. And after Kentucky, I came home, and our opening weekend up here, I had a beautiful 10-point come in, and I went full draw on him twice. Had another little buck right in front of him. He came down and he stopped right behind a couple trees and some branches, and I went full draw on him, and then unfortunately I wasn't able to get a shot at him, but I don't think I really spooked him out too much, so I've been hunting him pretty hard. I haven't seen him after that first weekend, but that was a really good encounter. And then out of the same stand a couple days ago, I saw another a nice 9-point out of there. I'd say a 4-year-old deer, at least 5-year-old, really smart deer. He came in a little bit different than the other buck did, but he came in and he ended up seeing either the back of my camera that I was trying to get another angle, or he saw me in the tree stand, which is a possibility because the foliage, you know, once that falls, a lot of some of my tree stand sets just aren't as good as they were in the beginning as far as keeping me hid up there. So definitely gonna have to pull that stand and move it back in the timber just a little bit more. But we're headed over the hill here, and we're hoping to see some good deer. This is actually my place, and there's been a really nice 8-point that's been coming in. I'm not 100% sure if he's a shooter or not, but I definitely want to get close enough to see what he looks like. And I told Delisa, I said, man, it'd be awesome for you to shoot this deer. So I haven't really hunted this deer at all, or even my place at all, because I was worried I'm going to see him and then end up shooting him. So, but we're going over the hill today because we didn't have much time. You know, we got an hour before dark, an hour and a half before dark, and we're just running over the hill trying to make a last-minute hunt. So let's see what happens. Let's get settled in and see what happens tonight. The wind's a little bit out of the northeast, which isn't just perfect for my stand, so I opted. I'm sitting on the ground behind this little tree out in the field. Well, there's some trees, some little pines right behind me also. But what I'm doing is I'm going to be able to shoot into my food plot right across my cattle fence. So it's going to make the shot a little bit longer, but I'd rather take a 35-yard shot than get in there and just get busted. Plus, like I said, I'm in here late, so I didn't want to go crashing into the tree stand, which is about 100 yards from here. So we're hoping maybe it'll work tonight. You never know. A little ground and pound action, trying it. I threw some sticks up in front of me, kind of trying to break my silhouette. But usually when these bucks come in, if they come in, there's one good one that's been coming in, been getting pictures of. And
if he comes in, I'm hoping he comes from the bottom where I get time to see him and he messes around in the food plot. And they've been tearing that thing up. I'm glad I planted it once I got back from Kentucky. So hopefully something comes in and we get to at least see something tonight, you know. I can't kill him if you don't hunt for him, I guess. So we're out in the woods and we're trying to get it done. So wish me luck and see what happens. It looks like the cows have found me, which can be a good thing or a bad thing, as long as they don't bother me. You're okay. But if they pay too much attention to me, if deer come in, the deer will pay attention also. There you go. Get out of here, come on. Sometimes that's part of hunting. As long as they don't pay too much attention to me. Maybe the deer, when the deer come in, they won't pay attention either. Come on, girl, get out of here. This buck, he's at about 60 yards. Wanted to come in at about 50, and I got cows 2 feet away from him. I tell you what, those late season food plots, I worked really hard when I got back from Kentucky, and I put in a bunch of these plots, and you know, one thing that really helped me is I got the moose seeder and spread fertilizer and all the seed and my lime, my pelletized lime and everything, and these food plots look amazing. And this big buck, he just moved in a couple weeks ago, and I just saw him in daylight on his feet, had him at 60 yards. If I would hunt in my other stand, I would have had him at 25, so it's awesome to see him, and man, that's a good buck. After work hunt, I only had, you know, a couple hours. Ran over the hill on the ground, and I definitely could have shot him at 60 yards. Actually 59, I was able to range him, but we're gonna pass up on that shot. Hopefully get a better shot at him.
Paul definitely gets the award for best bovine footage of the year with those cows sitting right behind him. And I guess I didn't realize until after we watched through the whole hunt that those cows were still standing right next to him as that buck was coming through his food plot. I don't know, maybe it's just me because I didn't grow up on a farm, but like every time cows get that close to me, I get a little freaked out.
I don't like
I
them
get
either.
scared. I feel like they're going to trample me. Like they don't like me and they know I want to turn them into a steak.
They definitely could. But you know what? I got to give Paul kudos. I mean, you know what? Here's a situation where he makes a great decision. I mean, you know what? He says, I could have went into that tree stand. He knew the wind wasn't right. Why do it? Why go busting in there, educate him? You know what? You could see he grabbed some sticks. He made a makeshift blind. He still could shoot into that beautiful heartland plot that he planted, which is another thing that we wanted to talk about. I mean, that food plot is the perfect example of a poor man's plot. I mean, it is stunningly perfect. I mean, he's using moose utility equipment, you know, he used the spreader, he fertilized it properly. I mean, it was a great looking plot.
Yeah, it looks,
I wouldn't mind going hunting over that plot.
Yeah, no, I hope my plots look that good next year. You know, from talking to Paul and just seeing his hunts, I mean, he's had a good year. He's had a lot of great encounters. That one he had on opening weekend was an absolute heartbreaker. I mean, that was a beautiful deer, wide open. I don't know what spooked him. I never really got that story from Paul, but he just couldn't get him stopped. And you know, it's going to happen from time to time. Luckily for Paul, he's got plenty of season left. I mean, Ohio, I want to say, goes all the way into February, I think they hunt until
I don't know.
over there.
Go there.
So he's got plenty of time left to hunt. Maybe he'll be able to, you know, put one on the ground.
I do have one more thing I want to say too to Paul. You know,
What?
if you remember the footage, you can see his blue heeler walking around. I've always wanted to own a blue heeler, so I'm blaming Paul for me finally pulling the trigger and going out and buying a blue heeler.
What footage is this?
There's footage that he submitted where he's got his dog in the footage. It's either from last year where he goes out, he's tracking a deer that he shot with his wife, and you can see his dog in the background. I've always wanted one of those.
So it's
and
Paul's fault.
Paul, it's your fault. You know,
just
tonight
bought himself.
I just got him today.
If you guys want to get yourself a cool cattle dog, go to the website. Oh, dude.
What's the dog's name?
It's between Mia and Bella. So Sonia and Craig are gonna come up with that.
My
But
daughter's name is Bella. I don't think you can go with that.
Bella Blue is what your lead starts. You know, maybe it was after your daughter, Justin.
Oh,
you know,
well,
maybe.
thanks, Grap. I really appreciate that. I'm sure
So,
she'll appreciate it.
Paul, when I see you during the get together, and when I'm picking up poo tonight in my house.
Nobody cares about
So.
us and our dogs and kids. They
All
wanna
right, let's
just
move
watch
on to the
hunts.
next hunt.
So let's watch Chad Stillman in Wisconsin. Much like Paul Morrison, Chad is rocking the killer beard. So let's check it out now.
It's November 3rd. I just got set up. It's early yet. I'm sitting on a watering hole this morning. I think with the warmer temperatures, this could be a good spot. Wind's out of the south. Took me about a 35, 40-minute walk in. Get set up. See what happens this morning. Bowhunt or die, baby. It's about to get real. That was exciting. That was the first buck I've filmed all year. He was borderline for me. I hope I don't regret not shooting him. He's probably only maybe 120 inches, but there's this main trail that splits this woods in half, and he was walking that. His face into the wind. I hit him with a contact grunt. He didn't budge. I hit him with the estrus can, and he came right in on a string, and he's licking his nose. You know, when they're doing that, that's a good sign for a hunter because they're trying to pick up scent. They hear a noise. They're working towards that noise, but they can't smell you. So if you're a hunter and you see that deer, that buck, that doe even working that nose, licking their nose, they're trying to moisten that nose so any scent molecules just stick to it so they can smell better. That was a cool encounter. I've spent hundreds of hours in the woods watching these bushy-tailed squirrels of the Midwest. I've become a self-proclaimed expert on the squirrel habitat. You have a gray squirrel, a black squirrel, a red squirrel. They jump down tree to tree, limb to limb, gathering the nuts. Once in a while, the alpha squirrel will charge at a lesser squirrel and come at him. And he'll steal his nuts. It's glorious. I say it's glorious.
I'm gonna be hunting over a decoy tonight. I've never really done it. I tried setting a target out once when I was younger, hunting over that and had no luck. But with these food plots, it's a good moon phase tonight, and it's the rut. So we're hoping to get something into one of these food plots to come in, check the wind right, come ahead onto this buck and give us a 20-yard chip shot, all on camera. For the show. That's what we want to do. This filming thing is tough, but when it comes together, it's so stinking fun. So I'm on my way there. It's a little bit after 1 o'clock. We hope to be set up in the tree by 2:15, 2:30, and then just sit the rest of the night. So be checking in with you. We got a lone wolf to hang when I get there, and see you when we get there. Bowhunt or die. All right, it's November 15th. I'm out here with my buddy Marcus. He's behind the cameras today, and he's doing his best to put me on a deer. We set a decoy up earlier. It's at 30 yards facing into the wind. Our hope is that something's gonna come either from this woods to our kind of east or our northeast, work its way into this food. That's I don't even know what it is. Green grass, rye, I don't know. What is it? Oats. It's oats. It's oats, I say. And really good looking beans, and then some corn around here. So we're hoping something draws into here. It's not the best wind, but it's November 15th. The bucks are ruddy, and it's a little warm though, but it's a good moon phase. Tonight's probably the best moon phase we could hunt. There's been some decent deer showing up before dark, working scrapes along this line and coming in. So we're hoping, if we have to get on the horns, get something's attention over here and come over here and take a look at what we got going on. Come at this decoy, pull off an epic shot, and then I can finally say big buck down. That's the plan. Keep watching. We'll see if it happens. Bowhunt or die. Well, I'm frustrated. That was a nice deer. We reviewed the footage. He's a young deer, so I would have still put an arrow in him. But maybe he'll live to grow bigger and we'll shoot him another day. He came in just like we planned. He's got us both pretty rattled right now. I thought he was going to blow out of here a couple times. Had we not had that decoy, we would have had a dead buck tonight. He was right in that age range where this decoy scared him. He didn't know what to think of it. He didn't want to fight. He wasn't aggressive. He's pretty young, so he came in and he was just on high alert. And I don't know if he caught me moving. I don't think he winded us. I think he caught me moving. I tried to range him at 40 yards, and that's when he took off. So nonetheless, it was a great encounter. It was stinking fun. Almost got it done tonight here in Wisconsin. Such is life, bowhunter down.
That right there is the reason that a lot of people choose not to use a deer decoy. It's always like that 50-50 chance if that buck comes in when he sees it, how is he going to react? And in this case, he didn't react the way they wanted him to. It still looked to me like Chad probably could have got a shot at that deer. I mean, it looked like he was within bow range. He was probably waiting for him to come a little bit closer, and as we saw, off he went.
I remember actually Chad calling me, I think on the way out to that hunt, saying, "Todd, what's your opinion on decoys?" And I like them, and then you don't like them. It's one of those things where if I've got one deer tag filled and I'm feeling good and now I want to start taking risks, and you know what the reality is, when it starts getting later in the season and the deer are cruising, you know what, you're starting to think, what other things can I do to pull them in? And like Justin said, it's one of those 50-50 propositions. We just as easily could have been sitting here and that deer could have put his hair up on his back and he could have came in and it could have been just a slam dunk shot. Right. You just don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, for me, a decoy's always been one of those tools that I'll use when I'm hunting a big open area that's difficult to get the deer within bow range. If there's multiple trails leading out into a field or something like that where you're seeing a lot of deer or a lot of bucks and they're just not coming close enough for a shot, a decoy I feel like is worth putting it out there to try to get them in there. Some of those tight little food plots like where Chad was at, it was only 40 yards across. Yeah, I don't know that I personally would have done it, but it's cool footage, and like you said, you never know what's going to happen. So, guys, that's the hunting action we've got for this show. Of course, we always want to take a couple seconds here to thank some of the folks who sent in their trophy photos, so let's get to it. Curtis White.
Dawson Johnson.
Ryan Saucier.
Tucker Vetch.
Bill Powers.
And Billy Harrison. Hey guys, those are some great trophies. There's still a few shows left, so make sure if you want to see yourself right here, get them sent in to us. Now, Justin, here we are. We're a few days away from Christmas.
Yep.
who's going to be lucky enough to hunt the few? I mean, think about Baconator, man. The last time we ever had, I mean, that's the last
2 years
time.
ago.
I know, but on Christmas Day he was out. I'm not lucky enough to be able to hunt on Christmas. That's not happening. How about you?
No, we're lucky enough to have wonderful families that we get to spend time with on Christmas, which is more important than hunting. We've had all fall to hunt.
He's making me feel bad now. I was just, there's plenty of people who love hunting on the holidays, Justin. So,
Well, I like
and
to
there
go
are
hunt.
people who go
I
hunt.
personally like to go hunt Todd's farms on the holidays because I know he's not there. So I
That's
just
not true.
sneak in.
My stealth cam wireless cameras are telling me
they
when
tell
you
you
sneak
everything.
into my place.
Speaking of those stealth cam wireless cameras, mine's working excellently.
Mine is too.
I am managing or watching my little fence crossing where my big does are coming out. I'm just waiting for the right time to go in there and whack one from the ground. I can't lose $100 to this guy.
And I already found a prospect for next year if he makes it. Just got a picture.
Very nice. Let's hope he makes it through this glorious late CWD stupid season that Illinois has. So Todd, I do have something new I want to do for this week.
No.
Me and Brandon are springing this
They
on
do
you.
all this, and I never know anything about this stuff.
Yeah, this is what makes it fun. So because Todd's a busy guy, Todd doesn't get on YouTube. He doesn't usually get on the forum or on the website to see some of the comments that people leave in our videos.
Maybe I do, but I just stay.
So I am going to read to you a few comments that we get from the website and questions, and you get to respond and answer. So this is what we're going to do.
Oh,
You ready?
this is awesome. I love the pressure of this, guys.
No,
Right
there's
now, I feel like I should have put
There's
more
no
deodorant
pressure.
on.
No, this is good. Okay.
We got any dead downwind deodorant?
We'll
right
start with an easy one. We're gonna get you warmed up with the softball. Rob Foley asks, "How do I get a bow hunt or die hat?"
Okay, I can handle this one for sure. If it's a salesmanship one, I like this. This is an easy one, guys. Log on to our website, bowhunting.com. Go to the gear tab and buy yourself a hat. Or if you're lucky enough to catch me at the right time, sometimes I have a few extra in my truck.
Great.
But now I'm just, I don't have
chasing
a
them
ton
down
of
the
them.
road.
I don't have a lot of
free
them.
hats.
Don't pull me over on the highway somewhere, son. But every once in a while, I do keep a few spares.
All right, fantastic. So question number 2 comes from Fritz. This comment came after the infamous button buck episode.
I already read it. No.
And he says, "Do Justin and Todd even like each other anymore?" Mr. Graff, do we like each other?
Listen, I love Justin. We've been together forever. I love Justin, and hopefully one day he's just going to own all this stuff.
We fight a lot, but we love each other. Don't worry, folks. We're not breaking up the bromance. Okay. Jacob
Look out, Amy
Ferreira.
and Sonia. If anything ever happened, me and him be running off
Jacob
with each other.
Ferreira comments after last week's show, "Man, that guy on the right is
Who's right? That's right.
on
it's
his
you.
right.
Okay.
He's watching the show. Man, that guy on the right is ultra annoying. The man knows he took a bad shot, so get off his blank about it." I like this comment. The guy was defending me. You don't have to respond. You don't have to respond unless you want to. You want to respond?
All I got to say is there's a reason why I bought him a bulletproof vest for Christmas, guys. I'm going to leave it at that.
Speaking of which, we have our final comment from last week on YouTube.
Gosh.
I don't know if it's Cleansison, I think is how you would pronounce this, who says, and I quote, "Justin is known for bad shots."
And with that being said, I will add a comment. Guys, listen, you know what? Justin and I, when we first sat down, we started putting this whole program together, you know what? We talked about things that we don't like about what we saw on TV, and we talked about things that we really like about what we see on TV. And the reality is this. Justin and I agreed when we can't sit behind this table and show you what happens and tell the truth and have to fabricate and lie, I don't want any part of it.
Yeah, and we can't, when it gets to the point where we can't admit that we made a mistake or we made a bad decision. I mean, guys, we're human beings just like everybody else out there. Yes, we do try to, I guess, hold ourselves to a higher standard, but the fact of the matter is, things happen out there, and we're going to be honest about it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to show it. Some people aren't going to like it all the time, and I guess it is what it is. But I would like to
But I'm older and I'm wiser, so he makes more mistakes still.
Well, and I thought I would be known for my charming personality or my debonair good looks. Apparently, I'm only known for making bad shots, which, by the way, I shot 5 deer this year. 4 of them were pretty much perfect shots. The deer died very quickly. Only 1 of them was a bad shot. So, I mean, how can I be known for something I only do 20% of the time? That's very unfair. That's all I want to say. And with that said,
I have nothing
and
else to
Bow
say,
Hunter
but
Die
happy
this week.
holidays, guys. Enjoy
Yes.
the families. If you're lucky enough to get out there and hunt, good luck to you. We still have a few more shows left before we end the 2016 season. Also, upcoming, we've got the ATA show. As always, we're going to be spot on with bringing you all the new products that we see there, which, of course, Justin and I are always extremely excited to get our hands on all the new toys and purchases that we want to make. So with that being said, happy holidays.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody. There will not be a show next week because of the Christmas holiday, but we will have one on New Year's. So check back in 2 weeks right here on Bowhunter Die. We'll have some more great real-world bow hunting action for you.
For more exciting action, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram and receive live updates from our team members as well as the latest happenings in the bow hunting and archery world. Be sure to share your photos, stories, and experiences as well. And don't forget to pick up your official bowhunting.com and Bowhunter Die gear by visiting bowhunting.com/gear. We have a full selection of hats, shirts, decals, wristbands, and much more.
Guys, I'll tell you what, if you're not up on the stand, you need to be, because the bucks are gonna be up on their feet, guys. With that said, I get a buck down, big buck down.
Yeah, November 25th, it's Wednesday. It's the day before Thanksgiving here in Illinois. I guess it's actually the same day in every state Thanksgiving is, because I'm an idiot.